Alright, imagine this. You are the leader of your own faction, the big bad guy of your own story. You command your own army and you're powerful enough to destroy your opposers through violence and destruction. But even with all that, you get destroyed and after you are revived, you get replaced from your position. Sounds familiar, right? Well, this is what happened to Megatron, the second movie. Yep. We're taking a look at the most recent leader-of-class figure from the Studio Series line, Megatronus Prime, or the Fallen for short. In the movie's lore, the second movie tells us that the Decepticons had their own evil headquarters in the Nemesis, that according to the lore of the IDW comics, it was built by them so Megatronus could escape Cybertron after seducing Megatron with the promise of giving him great power. Moving on to the actual figure, let me tell you, this is a figure you must get if you are looking to complete the original Decepticon crew. I am almost done with them. I only need to get the Vader Starscream, Bone Crusher, Blackout, and Devastator. Good thing Bone Crusher is getting a repaint, but you won't get the same feeling of getting the original one instead of the new Black Deco one. Talking about figures painted in black, just look at the painting on this figure, it's pretty well done. Hasbro did a job right with this figure. It's all solid black plastic, and some parts made of grey. The rest of the figure is painted on orange and light blue colors. The figure is actually brand new. I got this guy for Christmas and luckily it doesn't present any paint damage, nor any paint leakage spotted on the figure. Also, have I mentioned how godlike is the light piping on this figure? With enough editing and some good lighting, and you could recreate the movie poster. Sadly, I am not that talented in terms of photography, so maybe someone on the internet may have already done it. Talking about the posability, first of all, there is no waist swivel. The reason of this is because his crotch is used as a cockpit for his Cybertronian jet mode, and this is in my opinion the most annoying part of the figure. These are supposed to be his forearms that he has attached right here, but since they are on ball joints, they can easily fall off the figure. This is supposed to be intentional to give more posability to the figure and more accuracy to the film, but in my opinion this is one of the many bad ideas that Hasbro has implemented on their figures. Apart from that, the figure is very posable. Both arms have two hinge joints, the hands can move inwards, but sadly the fingers aren't posable. They should have done that so that we can insert his stuff without the fear of bending or damaging it. His head has a hinge joint and a ball joint so that it can look around without problem. The figure's skull has some articulation in the mouth so that you can recreate that scene where he screamed in pain while Optimus shoved his hand in his chest and destroyed his spark in the process. Megatronus has these chicken legs that are very stressful to pose. If it wasn't because of the ball joints on his feet, then posing him would be a nightmare. In terms of accessories, he comes with his staff, which can be split apart to recreate that scene I mentioned earlier. His face is also supposed to be an accessory with its sole purpose to be a battle mask for the fallen skull. For size comparison, here we have the Studio Series Megatron, Studio Series Thundercracker, and Dark of the Moon Shockwave along with Satellite Soundwave. Alright, before starting the transformation I want to apologize in advance because my camera isn't that big and can't catch all of the figure, and also I want to apologize for the change in the format of the video. My camera is a little bit weird this day. So having that said, let's start with the transformation, shall we? It's a little bit complex. Well, it's not that complex, but it's a little bit of annoying. Well, first of all, what you gotta do is take his chest off, move, angle right the head. I don't know if you can see it. And what you have to do is pull the chest inwards and cover his face with it. Now what you want to do is detach his appendages and put them off. We are going to reattach them later. This is important for the transformation to make, I think they are the wings or something like that. Now, if you see these things here on his shoulders, right here, both of them, they can be moved. What you want to do is move them inwards into his shoulders like that, and now you want to move them up, move the arms, rotate them and angle them, and right here near his shoulder, I don't know if you can see it, there is a little hole in here, and right next to the arm there is a tab. Right here you'll have to use the hinge joint here and tab it in. I can't see because of the light here is behind me. I think I tapped it right there. Angle the hands, move this in, rinse and repeat in the other side, move it like that, move this up, use the hinge joint, angle it right, and tap it in. Stop. Good. Move right against, tap them inwards, make sure they are rightly tapped. And now here comes the part that is a little bit complex. Rotate the, how do you say this? I don't remember this. I think this is the legs inwards. Move this around. I think no, it's already moved well. You have to angle the feet like this, close his feet, rinse and repeat on the other part here. It's right there. Close his feet like this, and now you have to detach his waist from the jet's cockpit. It's actually on a tab here, and it's going to attach to his back like this. You have to click until it hears the sound, to make the sound. And right here there is a tab on his knee that it's going to go into his arms, into his shoulders. Attach them and be careful because sometimes it can move around. It's not well transformed. Now it's really transformed. His tights right here needed to look like this. The part here, I think there are a little bit like horns, something like that. The horns of the jet needed to look inwards into the cockpit. Now we can proceed again. Tapping his knees into the shoulders. And it's going to be a little bit of time. I think I've done it right. All right. Now that it is tapped in, we are almost done with the transformation. I think it was like that. Yes, it was like that. You have to angle it like this. Sometimes the knees may come off, but don't worry, just reattach them. Take the staff parts before I forget it. And right here, before what it was the chicken legs, there are some holes right here, some 5mm ports, or the MechTech ports, like it said also. And what you want to do is plug this part of the staff in, reattach. Like I said, sometimes the knees may come off. Just reattach them, or I think my finger doesn't want to attach well. Sometimes happens. Alright, now we're going to go into the tricky part. You have to angle right the feet, move them like this, or don't use the hinge joint here, and take the appendages so that the tab that it is right here in the middle of the appendage, or the forearm, how it is called in the movie, how it appears in the movie, needs to go right here. There is a tab near his feet. What you want to do is tab it in like this, attach it, move the feet so that it doesn't block it, Oh, come on. Alright, now it should. I've got some problems in here, but it's alright. Sometimes it happens with the figure. You have to watch out for them. But it's mistransformed. Now, once you've done it, you must reattach the appendages here into the ball joint thing here. It sometimes may come off. But you have to rinse and repeat. This going to take a moment again because the knees doesn't want to tab in right. Now it's rightly transformed. Here we have the jet mode. The knees are going to come off and it's secure. I took advantage of the time that I wasn't recording to reattach the forearms, and it should look like this. This is a result of having a big imagination and give something to someone that didn't have that something in the first place. The Fallen has this weird Cybertronian jet mode on which I can think that the thrusters are on his feet and that the staff parts are the jet's weapon. The original Voyager toy has something like this, with the exception that the appendages were put elsewhere instead of the feet. Everything else is very similar to this new version of the character. I wanted to mention how wide this figure is in his jet mode, like very wide. I don't have any other jets that are this big. To show how big he really is, let's try the size comparison again. Here we have the Studio Series Megatron, Studio Series Thundercracker, and Crossover's Iron Man. My personal opinion, this figure is pretty good. Many reviewers mention that this is one of the best leader class figures on the line, and that is very wise to say that. The quality of the paint along with how incredible the sculpting is done in this figure makes this one of the best leader class figures I've ever bought. If you like the video, leave a like, subscribe to the channel for more videos like this, comment your opinions on this figure, make sure to follow me on my social media. This is Bot Review and we'll see you again soon.